Hello and welcome back to the channel today as we look ahead to Watford versus QPR at Loftus Road. Looking forward to this one. I'm glad we're returning to club football after what was quite a long international break actually. Before we dive into my thoughts, we're going to hear from QPR fan Connor, who runs a Hoops, the YouTube channel, to get the view from an opposition perspective.
Hello, Connor aka Hoopser here, talking to you ahead of Queen's Park Rangers versus Watford on Good Friday. So starting with QPR's recent form and season in general, to be honest, looking at the table, it seems like QPR and Watford have had pretty similar seasons, having those periods of flirting with the playoffs but falling away in the back end of the season and fading into what is pretty classic and typical for QPR, mid-table mediocrity. Now, it's been a bit of a strange last month or so for QPR. In fact, it's been a bit of a weird 2026 in general. And the thing that's probably had the biggest impact is QPR's terrible injury record this season. We thought we had it bad last season, but it turns out it's been even worse this season, and that's really affected QPR in recent matches. For starters, we're without Nicholas Madsen, who is by far our best and most integral midfielder, and that's without mentioning the long-term absence of Roman Burrell, our top scorer, who's been missing since the turn of the year with a hamstring injury, alongside others like Elias Chair and Karamoko Dembele, who also don't appear to be nearing returns anytime soon. The more injuries that have stacked up, the less options Julian Stefan has had at his disposal, and that has really been apparent on the pitch in recent results. Until the last two games, 4 straight losses, including a 5-0 defeat away at Southampton and a 4-0 thrashing at home to Middlesbrough, all without scoring a single goal by way of consolation. So our season did appear to be rapidly unravelling until the past 2 games, until 2 unlikely victories steered QPR away from a potential could we get sucked into the relegation battle here. Now that probably sounds pessimistic now that we've got enough points on the board, but with the way that we were playing and the slump that we were in, many of us really wouldn't have put it past QPR to get themselves involved. Now a 3-1 win away at Leicester City was the apparent turning point. The match started with QPR going 1-0 down and looked like it would be joining that lineage of 4 straight defeats, until QPR did level up and turn the game round in the second half. Though to be honest, I think that win was largely down to Leicester being poor rather than QPR being great. Even weirder still was the result that followed just before the international break though, a 6-1 win against Portsmouth at home, in which QPR had just 6 touches inside the opposition box, with 2 goals coming outside of it. Even kookier yet was the fact that there were 3 braces for QPR, with Paul Smith, Richard Kone and Ryan Colley all bagging twice, and absolutely blowing open the relegation battle in the process. Now again, it feels weird to say after that result, but it didn't feel like QPR played amazing. It just felt like every time we went over the halfway line we were going to score a goal. It was one of the most clinical QPR performances that I've ever seen, and whilst Portsmouth's defending was atrocious, you do have to give some kudos to our attackers who were very, very efficient with the chances that they got. But yeah, as I say, 2 poor teams came along at the right time and QPR got the job done. That was hopefully quite nice momentum to take into the international break, a nice much needed rest for many of the players. Hopefully will just give us a bit of momentum now to end the season with what positives we can find, given that we won't be going up or going down once again. So in terms of players to watch out for, I would say Richard Kone is definitely one. He hasn't been the most prolific in front of goal in recent weeks, but he did get 2 against Portsmouth. He does work his absolute socks off as well, and if he gets those chances, I'm confident that he will take them. The other is Harvey Vale. He's got 5 goal involvements in the past 2 games alone. He's just been called up for the Republic of Ireland as well, so I imagine he will be high in confidence in this one too. Thank you so much to the Watford Way for having me on once again, and I hope you enjoy the game on Friday.
Once again, a massive thank you to Connor at the Hoops, the YouTube channel, for his contribution to the video. Excellent stuff as always from him, and as he alluded to as well, lots of similarities between both sides. Mid-table mediocrity is the word, and it's such a shame actually, given the promise we had earlier in the season. I think the spell over Christmas under Javi Gracia as well was a particular highlight, but yeah, the post-Christmas New Year's fall-off has taken place once again, and as we've discussed before, that's for a variety of reasons that I won't get into today. I think for me, in the next few weeks, I want to see, of course, competitive performances. I want Watford to win as many matches as possible. I'd also like to see a bit of experimentation actually from Ed still, looking almost longer term, further ahead to next season. We know there is a few players who most likely won't be here next year, and I think it's time now to give them more fringe players a go. We know Luka Kiramgard has been the starting striker for some time. He's probably not hit the form we required from him, especially in recent weeks. I'd love to see Vivaldo Semedo and Mamadou Doumbia receive more game time. Amin Nabazada as well. He is touted and has been touted for some time as one of the club's highest rated young players. He signed a pro contract. He saw his long-term future at Watford following the pathway that Ryan Andrews formed, but he's really not seen any meaningful game time again this season, so he's someone I'd like to see a bit more of. And the same can be said in midfield as well. I'd love Eduardo Bove to get some more starts. Of course, Imran Louza is probably off in the summer, and Bove will be that star man next season, so definitely more game time for him. Pierre Ekwa, the same applies there as well. So for me, I want the side to remain competitive, but also sprinkled alongside that a bit of experimentation as well, whether that's in team selections and formations. I think Ed still, as I said, needs to prove to us as fans and the hierarchy that he is the right man to lead us forward. So looking forward to this one. It's Bank Holiday Friday, the long weekend in the UK, 4 days off for most of us, which is very, very nice indeed. And then that's, of course, followed by Charlton on Easter Monday as well. So 2 exciting games to come. I really want to beat Nathan Jones as well. We'll come on to that later this week. But yeah, excited for this. We need to avoid a thumping though. As Connor said, they did win by a very large margin in their last match. We don't want a 4 or 5-0 defeat to send our morale to the floor. We need to stay as positive as possible and just hope for a good end to the season, I think is what we need to hold on to. So thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate your time. What will my score prediction be? Nestri Irankunda bagged a brace for Australia today. I'm hoping he'll start, although it will be a long journey back, of course. Oh, what do I go with? I want to see some goals. I want a clean sheet, most importantly, as well. I'm going to go for a 2-0 Watford win. I want a repeat, actually, of that Jake Livermore game we saw at Loftus Road a couple of years ago when the whole crowd shouted, "Shoot!" And then, of course, he bagged a brace in that one, which was very good indeed. So, yeah, I'll go 2-0 to Watford, Irankunda to get one, and I'll go Doumbia to get the second as well. Let me know your thoughts and predictions in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and you can catch me here on Friday for our live match watch along. See you again very soon. Bye-bye.